Welcome back to part number 20 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as Rome. We're getting really wide. We're getting fairly deep down here into Africa. We have acquired some territory here adjacent to Kush. We filed a claim. About to declare a war here on Egypt. We have a fair amount of aggressive expansion, but our high tyranny is just a churning cauldron of actually lack of chaos and madness relative to our expansion plans. Minus 0.37 per, so we burn a fair clip indeed of aggressive expansion in any given month. So over 10 months we burn 7.3, which is where it's been going. It just sort of evaporates. I had to take some of Nabatea without any claims just so I wouldn't run out and be at zero. Because I always wanted to be burning some aggressive expansion at least. This is probably not going to get us much here in Egypt, as we have a great many claims. I have positioned some cohorts here. I brought them back from the Seleucid front or Persian front. These guys are just so deep in that I didn't bring them back. There's no need for it. Again, we're going to leave Gaul be, Iberia as well until the end. And these guys may, there may be an opportunity, some sort of civil war in Parthia or something that they could take advantage of. I have claims going up in Makkah. There's one more left. This one is in the process of being created here. There's a 64%, so it's almost done. We'll create another. I could drop some claims here, but I figure there's plenty of time late in the game. Once we get into it with Moria here, we'll probably just drop one claim and then just take as much war score as we can and run a really high aggressive expansion, because there's really no way, rationally speaking, to claim this area and maintain a low aggressive expansion while trying to conquer this vast region. It looks as though he's taken some territory out of Dravidia. We're going to try to take as much of this territory and gain adjacency to Dravidia. We're going to end up with over 100 aggressive expansion at that point, I'm sure. But first we have to get through the Persian Empire. And our truce here lasts quite some time, really 7 years out. I'm going to try to figure out something to do with myself in between then and now. It may involve sailing over here and taking some of this territory or not. I'm not sure, really. The plan is to just leave it be. 90 to 4 years we could go in war with Carthage again with this these guys that take Egypt. There's also Kush. I think formulating a plan here is so Egypt, and then well, let's do Egypt first. Let's check the culture. I haven't done that for a while. Mostly Roman. There's a great deal of Romanism about, mostly due to the theaters and temples that I've been able to create. At present, my build costs are cheap, and I've been building great temples for 141 and theaters at 141 as well. That should go down even further once I'm able to activate this. I need 2 more innovations, at which point we'll have this. We can build the Great Wonder, which will give us 7.5 build cost once it's done. And we'll have 5% more off of the base cost here. You can get those build costs down really low. I've had it at near 0 after sacking the Thracian capital. It doesn't happen all that often. You have to arrange it, and I'm arranging warring as opposed to build costs. We have plenty of money, sort of, so I'm not really worried about that. Again, our tyranny, our spat with the Senate has caused us to spike in tyranny. We get a 47% slave output, a lot of aggressive expansion, the risk of a civil war. Presently, we have a great family head, disloyal, but it's still below the threshold, so I'll not really worry about that. Let's check the religion. Religion here. We have quite a bit of it about, mostly due to our client state here. That's been our client state for a long time, and then our former client state here as well. Cyrenaica, of course. The Egyptians were Hellenic, so a lot of this is turning Hellen as well. The Seleucids / Persians were and/or I'm not sure are Hellenic. They are. That's about the size of it. Let's declare this war. Bulimia is going to respond to the war call. We have someone on the front there, at least approaching. Just roll right up here. Alright, we are in the middle of this war here. It's proceeding swiftly. A claim just hit against Kush. I could file another for 69, but I was thinking on the merits of it, and there's a lot of unclaimed provenances here that there's really no way to get claims on, and that's going to drive us to a very, very heightened level of aggressive expansion. I wonder, we don't have a claim there, so there's a point in dropping one, as our truce will end at some point, so we can have a claim there. Along those lines, I'm going to need something to do with these legions. I think we're going to send them after Kush, and we're just going to suck up the aggressive expansion. This is the point where we're going to start to run a higher aggressive expansion than not. So I'll not worry about that 69-point claim, as we're going to have an exceptional amount of aggressive expansion as well. One just hit here. We could file another for 87. But the higher the aggressive expansion, the less you take. So if we're going to have a high aggressive expansion, why not just go with it? So we'll take Maka out and basically top out around 100 and probably 10 or 20. And as long as we're there, we may as well attack Parthia as well. And so I'm moving these units up to Parthia. We'll have these guys attack Parthia. We'll recall these units once they siege this fort down from Egypt. These units from Egypt will deploy down to Kush. And that looks to be about the size of it. We'll do Kush, Maka, and Parthia simultaneously. And top out around, what, 110 or 20 or 100 aggressive expansion. You know, I'm not anywhere near the 200 military experience, but the morale of armies is, what is it, 6.25, and our next Roman tradition here is we get a bonus there, or we could have manpower. We have plenty of it. So we can take this and not run the risk of topping it out. And what is it now? It's a 2.27, so we've made another 1%. And we've lowered the risk of topping out for a very long time. I pieced out. I waited a little while to take this furthest provenance here, Nubia, from him. There are no others that can be taken within the war score parameters, so we'll just piece out. A bit of aggressive expansion. And carry on. There's going to be 3 minutes of overdub here, or thereabouts. I caught it after the fact, so I had to go back. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. We're about to declare 3 wars, one against Parthia, I think. The Seleucids, or the Persians, their new iteration. And Kush, I think. I want to get this blue nation there. Starts with an AVA. Avalitia. And at some point I want to clean up Mundia and Moslin down there as well. And then get over to Moria as quickly as possible, although I'm not holding my breath regarding that matter. The more aggressive expansion you have, of course, the less you get. So we can do start this ball off here against Parthia. One thing I'm not aware of now is I had played so many hours in the original iteration that I forgot about the 20 stability not being able to declare a war thing. It becomes an issue going forward. But we'll come to that when we come to it. So these guys, one good thing about warring deep in Kush here, other than not being, the bad part is not being able to make any claims deep in there. The good part is that the enemy can't get behind your lines, as it were, and ravage your undefended territories. So we'll just send these guys up those small passages there, and whatever they encounter, they'll hope to dispatch it. We're looking to hire some mercs here against Nabatea, I believe, or... No, we'll just send the merc up to deal with Kush. Getting down in there is some doing. There's some forts we need to down. Normally it's more challenging than it is presently. The good news is we have a lot of siege bonuses and quite a few engineers along for the ride, so those forts are going to fall really quick. The whole game is moving along faster than my recollection, as per I've taken the military siege path, as well as have a great wonder. So we're doing very well relative to the timeliness of our sieges. Alright, the wars are going very well, fairly short period of time. Parthia is about 99. I want to just hold here and peace out with all of them simultaneously or thereabouts. Not quite simultaneously, but close. This one is winding down, and the Machian one is mostly done up here. So siege needs to fall, and then that will be essentially done as well. But my point here is that I'm going to perform a divine sacrifice while the performing here is good, when our aggressive expansion is low. A bit of a snag in the plans. It would seem as though this area is annexable, but I have as yet to make all that happen. The question is, do I want to close out these wars right now or siege this down? And I think I'm going to siege it just so I can get rid of them, and I won't have to file another claim. I'm in no hurry to incur all that aggressive expansion, and the enemy has been essentially completely subdued, and we're just sort of garrisoning these territories. There's no reason to peace out this early, so I'll wait. Still working on securing this area. Not much has happened since the last update. I let go a few mercs from areas where they're not needed and hired these two. I'm going to move them here, pick them up, and then we're going to essentially assault these forts and try to do that quickly and get this Kush war settled. The Casus Belli I just hit here as well. We could declare the... what is that? Breaking truce, I see. Rounding that corner to that fort there, and we should be able to assault it away, after which I think we can attack Nabatea with these units, and the ones that we're going to bring down from here, or vice versa. One of these two groups will attack this aspect of Nabatea, and then This 13 cohort here will have to deal with that. The rest of these are still fully occupied and without any incident whatsoever. I don't know where they would spawn from, as the whole place is occupied. 3 years to our Persian treaty expiration. First up is Kush in its entirety. Let's go ahead and disband you. Next up, Makia. Followed finally by Parthia. I don't think we can get at some aspects of Parthia here because we didn't hire any mercs. And our vassal there didn't get the work done because he's, well, a vassal. So, let's do it and be done with it. We'll get this, well, at some point we surely will, but... And that'll do it. We have 93 aggressive expansion. But we are at peace, and perhaps we should stay that way until the Persian... Now we can take Nabatea right now. Essentially, we probably should take Nabatea. When does this truce end? 5-9, I see. When does this... I have a claim going in Mundia. It's mostly done, so we'll take on Nabatea. And then this group here, and then we'll just mull about and wait for the Persian truce to end. Spent all my money building stuff. Got a fairly sized army down here. We're going to invade Nabatea. We're going to do that right now. Freaking truce. It would seem as though I've gotten ahead of myself. We have a truce here as well. We do. How about you? War without Casus Belli. 84% done. We'll just have to wait. That claim just said I'm going to declare the war down here against Mundia, I believe it is. We are ready to peace out with a fairly meager 57% AE bonus, but there was never much to begin with, so no problem. That leaves me looking for a target. I think we have a truce of 595. We have a truce. We have one, yes. July 595. And August 595. So we're almost, we're about 1 year away from being able to action the Persian Empire, and that's exactly what I plan to do. They are still unaffiliated with Moria, so and that's theoretically a good thing. I'll be back to you then. Okay, so what is the plan now? We have Persia. It looks as though they're just in this area here, and our truce expires again August 595. So we have 595 here. A truce expires 595 July. That was August. And Nabatea July 595 as well. You can try to dial the AE into as close to 99 before you make like a massive peace agreement. The massive one, I suppose, would be Persia and maybe some of Bactria. Because the closer you get to 99 before closing out on a large peace deal, you get essentially zero aggressive expansion if you time it right. So, if I declare war on Nabatea, and Carthage simultaneously. I think I can dial the AE up to a degree to where I'll get either like 2 of the 4 for essentially free, and especially this one for free. So that's essentially what I'm going to do. I'm in between then and now. I'm going to do nothing, bank money and build stuff, and get my legions positioned properly. You know, has there ever been a better time to upgrade our glorious wonder? It probably has been a better time, but I think we could get another 0.3 tick while the ticking is good. We can get a corruption and loyalty of governors if we upgrade now. So it should be able to serve us in the near term due to our loyalties. So there it is. It'll be 0.1, 0.1, and 10 for the governor, which will also add loyalty theoretically and allow me to run more tyranny, at least in theory. So government 4, we can change it for how much? 650 and 60. I'll do it. We've done it. What did that do to our loyalties? It's staved off some trouble here. It made a remarkable difference relative to percentages in a lot of these places, because the top ones up on the list here that are least loyal are not particularly. So that 0.3 made a huge difference here. It went from 0.6 to 0.3 to 0.6. This went from 0.1 to 0.4 or 0.004, etc. Anyway, I'm going to bank that money and build stuff. I'll be back when the wars start. Before going any further, I'm going to call up a proper army in Cernasia here so they can go and garrison Carthage here and deal with these two, so that I can hire mercs to 4 mercs to deal with Carthage. Once that's secure, we can move that unit up here into this area. And I note there's quite a few cities on the coast here. This specifically looks attractive to where I could pour a lot of these tribals here into the cities and make them more loyal than not. You'll notice as long as I have them in cities, they're quite loyal. The countryside, generally not so much, but not not really as bad as you might think. Wrong culture, wrong religion, still at 58. If I go, yeah. There it is. Let's move him over this way. These wars here are about to start in July, I think, these truces, and I realized I'd never built here in the former Kush territories, and we have 2 innovations that just came. That will allow for a wonder that we can change over to, and then urban planning as well. Let's see, pop build cost 5%, pop capacity, building slots, promotion speed is good. Alright, so that should do it. I'll go ahead and build what I can here so I don't let the long-running wars tick this loyalty down even further, as the stability surely will continue to drop. Well, here goes the opening round. Ready for Carthage as well here. Four mercs I can disband, and then that unit here, I chopped it in half, will go like that. The Sarnassian Legion. The Persian War is actionable as well. We'll grab Persis, Bactria, Tylos, and good for me. I'll get back to you with a resolution. We should win them all without a whole lot of incident. This is the first piece at 1 aggressive expansion. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. I think our wonder gives us a 15% bonus. I don't have claims on one of those so far as I can tell, but whatever the case, our AE is coming down. I noticed this wonder just popped up, and it looks as though we can change our new wonder to a level 4. I think this diplomatic range, control range thing has done whatever it is that it can do. It didn't really work out as well as I would have imagined. This is a pipe dream to, I think, extend the control range across that. As I really can't even... I can't do it here though, huh? When did that happen again? Probably after we took Maka. Okay, so we've got that in works. I don't think that's a normal play to where that's actionable from Maka or from the most distal aspect of here. Here's the... I think it goes from the provincial capital to the closest province. So maybe, well, we have that claim in works, so it's perhaps done its purpose or done its thing. And do we need to keep it? As all this other stuff really is inland and you have to be adjacent to it. As I already have a claim in Coritania here, at least to my best recollection, I do. Yeah, we'll be back here, and then we'll be able to get adjacent via the sea in a timely manner. I'm sure of it. So that wonder didn't really work as well as I had hoped, but it seems to have done a couple of things well. So we'll wish it adieu, and we'll change it to the build time, or build cost 10%, build time 30, and global building slots. We can't do it because why? Because I just filed that claim on Moria. We have peace in Judea. It's not exactly as this thing claims, but we forcibly moved a great many Roman pops right here and over from Cernassia, and essentially these Canaanites, Canaanites came from here, and the rest came from Cernassia, and a problem over. I think we could probably peace with Nabatea. Let's see if it's true. We can, and will. The Persian war goes, you know, well. It's a little larger than I would have bet on, and the Bactrian campaign goes reasonably well. We just beat the first levy of Bactriana. Gonna head up here and siege that down. We've got my navy is here. This pesky island tends to have a fort on it, and it's challenging to deal with. But I have sending this the second Greek legion up there to take this province here. As for Carthage, we have these two occupied. The legion is headed off in this direction and try to sort with it, cope with this merc. We've generally occupied most all of it. He hired a fat merc stack here. I had to do the same. We're going to go down right there and hopefully close this war out with Carthage as well. I'm going to change that wonder right now. Boom, we've done it. Stability is tanked to 22. Oh well. All that matters here on out is our ability to create grand theaters and temples for the 0.05 uptick and conversion and assimilation associated with either. We have a 156 cost right now, and we also have an increased building slots from our, I believe, both technology here. We get +2, and our wonder, I believe, gives us +2 as well, so we can build even more aqueducts for the pops in our challenged areas, urban challenged areas here, and I have noted from previous playthroughs, can get yourself into some serious trouble if you don't consolidate all of these vibrant, robust, green-colored, high-population territories into cities, and the temples and theaters. We're going to add 0.5 per tick per one, so that's a 0.1 tick up, or a negative malice offset. And there are a great many cities about this area that can be made loyal in such a manner. As well as they tend to fill up from all the surrounding population. But if you have the +4 building slots like we have, so that'll turn from 7 to 11, and we could build aqueducts and such and probably maintain loyalty even with a even lower stability than this. At least that would be the hope. It looks like we can take Carthage out as well as both of these city-states, so I'm going to do that right now. Our AE is oddly at 63. As we're going to be building quite often, I'm going to go ahead here and lose the citizen output and get a build cost modifier as well as national tax. And our stability is now essentially rock bottom, but it's not dropping by what it was, so it should come up rather readily. All we need now is an omen. We'll take the aggressive expansion. What is our build cost now? 137.25 for Great Temple and/or Theater. And what is our loyalty tick? Positive with a 0 stability. I like that. Why is that? Let's see why exactly that is. Alright, so essentially we have our wonder, reduced governorship, and a proper governor. So between our wonder, our governor gives 0.15 up, and our innovation, we've offset the malice. Why are there not as many malices as one might expect? Because we have a city and a theater and a temple in a great many of these cities. In fact, we could use one there, other than it doesn't give us much downside. It doesn't give us any, in fact, because there's no one there. So, we'll not worry about the low stability. So seems to be some of it is bad. There's just no doubt about it. Some of it is bad. We just took this area over, so these guys are going to assimilate. There's no Hellenes or Romans, of course. So, as one might expect, that's going to be bad. But some of the other more older conquests where there's quite a bit of Hellenism about, some Roman culture intermixed, it doesn't look to be all that bad, really. Some of it's going up, like Cappadocia. So, I'm going to wrap this war up. I let this war run a few more days, weeks, or months, or whatnot, long enough so that I believe that the entirety of what was the Seleucid Empire is now the Persian Empire will disappear, leaving only Bactria. We'll take the money. And that is that for the episode. I hope to see you in the next one.